What's going on, everybody? Christian Ballard, Ballard Sports Media, coming at you on a Sunday night here from the state of Alabama, of course. And what better way to start tonight than talking about the devastation that was last night? I made a video this morning, took it like a man, gave Texas their credit. Of course, there's people out there that want to sit there and laugh at Alabama and say, y'all lost to Texas. What if Texas is really good? I mean, think about it. They could be. I'm not going to sit here and try to make excuses or anything, but, I do think that Texas just had the better game plan. And you know how you fix Alabama this year is you bench Jalen Milroe because he's a terrible quarterback. I say it like that. I don't want to downplay any college player. I hate to do that. But look, you just got to see it like it is sometimes and just be honest and say somebody's just not that good. There was pressure in his face. He didn't know what to do. Threw some interceptions. I think one was returned for a pick six. Anyway, I don't want to spend the whole night talking about Alabama. What about the other side of the coin? Because we talked about Alabama's loss this morning in the video. What about the other side? Texas's win. As you see by the title tonight, folks, Texas ready for the SEC. What about Oklahoma? I want to get some phone calls. I dropped the StreamYard link, at least for YouTube. Let me drop it again. We're live on Facebook and YouTube tonight. It's been a minute since we've taken some calls. It's been a minute since we hung out and everything. I don't want to turn it into a hangout stream, but we love to talk to you guys. We would love to hear from you. Got a few people watching. It says 5. Let's see who's watching. 2 on Facebook, 3 on YouTube. That's pretty good. So I appreciate you guys tuning in tonight. Tuning in here for Ballard Sports Media. And I will say this. I'm actually happy for Sarkisian. I understand that there's going to be Alabama fans out there that say, they'll say, this is just so sad because Alabama, what's going on with Bama? What's going on with Bama? How do we know Texas is not climbing up the ropes? Think about it. Think about it for a second. Some teams are just getting good in college football. Some teams are just getting good in college football. Texas being one of them. Let's see who all is in the chat tonight. Cody Hankins, what's going on, bro? How you doing? Good to see you. I think that's Calvin Ridley right there. I like that picture. Daniel Berry. Elijah Allen. Jerry Wells. Good to see everybody in here, man. I love you guys. I don't know what I'd be or what I'd be doing without YouTube and the great people on here. It's just amazing. It's amazing. So it's just great to have you guys here. And, the season, job's not done for Alabama. Think about this. They lost one game. One game, right? Okay. Out of conference for now. It does not affect our conference record. Let's take a look. We're going to do Tidal Wave Talk this week for for the USF game. Wait, did I say that? There's so many different, there's USC, UCF, USF Bulls. That's right. So, that's who's next. Now, I don't know what to do. I mean, think about, is Nick Saban going to bench Jalen Milroe? He's not going to come out and say it. It'll be a game time thing. Should he bench Jalen Milroe? I'll be honest, I've been on Facebook a little bit and I've said this and said that about Milroe and kind of, I don't want to say like I've cussed him out. I've just kind of like just negative about it because he didn't look good. The offensive line broke down like a truck on the side of the road. The receivers can't catch a cold. And Jalen Milroe is running for his life and acting like he still doesn't know how to connect, have that chemistry. It just didn't connect. Jerry Wells comment on here, will Jimbo be fired? Shoot, I don't know. Probably. Don't forget you can call in using the StreamYard link. We put it in the chat for you guys. We're live on Facebook and YouTube. Let's see who all's in here again. Double check the chat. What's up, Cody? Daniel Berry. Elijah Allen. What's up? Of course, Jerry Wells here. And Gamecock Chuck. What's going on, guys? Good to see you. Glad you're here. Get to the phone call soon. You can be a part of the show. I'll drop the StreamYard link again. I also want to read this comment here from Elijah Allen on YouTube. So Elijah says, looks like Bama is having the same issues as last year, though penalties and Milroe doesn't look the best. The O-line is mediocre. The secondary doesn't look all that good. It's the same mistakes. New coordinators, same old Bama as last year. I agree. I mean, I think even if we had Bryce Young come back this year, which wasn't going to happen, could you imagine if there was only one factor in the Texas game last night? Put Bryce Young in instead of Jalen Milroe, I still think Texas dominates the game because the secondary had penalties. They were outmatched. They were poorly coached. The defense, the offensive line fell apart. Pressure on the quarterback. He can't make reads. No receivers to get open. Can't connect. Just looks sloppy. I mean, it looked bad. Now, okay, that being said, I think it looked worse in the game than it did on paper. Because let's not take too much away. Alabama only lost by 10 points. They've done that before. It's happened. But what people are going to look at is say, well, they lost to Texas. And we all know Texas, they're going to choke. They're going to get hyped up the first few weeks because they got a big win. I have a different feeling. I said this offseason. I'm saying it now. I think they could be a playoff team. They could win the Big 12. Want to take a look at the rest of their schedule tonight, too. We also want to look at the new Top 25 poll. Let's welcome DJ. How you doing? I like Bama's QB. You just mentioned the O-line playing poorly. When they get that squared away, you'll see him play better. Fight on. I appreciate that, DJ. In ways, I agree with you, but it's also one of those things I don't know. I just don't know. The O-line playing poorly, when they get that squared away, you'll see him play better. I hope so. I'll say I hope so. I don't want to say no. I don't want to say absolutely. It's a we'll see. So, yeah. You had a couple young guys out there on that offensive line, Caden Proctor, and you just had a lot of freshmen. Oh, I don't want to say a lot of freshmen. I mean, you had You had a couple young guys. This is a young team for Alabama. Kobe Prentice was the lead receiver, 5 receptions, 68 yards. Jalen Milroe, we talked about it this morning, 14 of 27, 255 in yardage, 2 touchdowns, 2 picks. Chase McClellan, 12 carries for 45 yards. I mean, on paper, it looks okay. Ballard, Bama need to do to make the playoff? Oh, Cody, I guess, made a typo. Here he is. He says, Ballard, what does Alabama need to do to make the playoff? Win out, win the SEC, and they're in. It doesn't matter how they look. The SEC champion, 1 loss, Alabama will get in. They drop another game, they're going to the Citrus Bowl. They're going to the Citrus Bowl if they drop another game. And it's not an easy schedule. It's not like they play a cupcake schedule. I mean, they're playing in the SEC. You know, we can share screen here and talk about it, but this is crazy. You take a look at this. Let me take the banner off here. Really would appreciate it if you guys called in tonight. If you guys have anything to say, even if it's not sports, man, we just want your voice to be heard on the show tonight. We dropped the link a couple times in the chat. You're more than welcome to click that and be a part of the show. Don't be shy. Don't worry. Just let your voice be heard. This is the Call-In Show at Ballard Sports Media. Click that link anytime, and we'll be happy to get you on. Okay. Look at we got PR Sports. Give me 1 second, PR. We'll get you on. I want to look at Alabama's schedule the rest of the way. At South Florida, bounce back win there most likely. Ole Miss, going to be tough, but it's doable. At Mississippi State, at A&M, Arkansas, Tennessee, LSU. I see if they don't get it together, I see possibly 2 to probably even 4 more losses. I'm going to be honest. I think it's that bad for Alabama right now. Hope I'm wrong. Oh, computer's acting a little weird, so I'm sorry about that. PR, what's up?
What's up?
How you doing?
Can you hear me? Good. How are you doing?
Yeah.
How are you doing?
I'm doing okay, man. I'm an Alabama fan, a little upset about the loss, but like I was just saying, we look at their schedule, and if they play their cards right, it's doable for them to bounce back.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, as an Alabama fan myself, that loss hurt a lot. But I have a few questions for the future of the Tide. One for this year, and then one later down the road. But for this year, this week we play USF. Do you think we do some experimenting this week? Maybe putting Jalen Milroe at running back or wide receiver? Because with him and his freakish athlete, I mean, he's a freakish athlete, so we could open up the offense with his deep passing ability, his running, and if he can.
Here's what I would recommend. I don't like to see a guy that's made out to be a quarterback be at a different position. I think he's a tall guy. I don't like to see guys that are too tall. I don't like to see him at receiver or running back. Here's what I think that should happen, though. I think you take a shot on Buckner or Simpson for this game to start and give them a chance to open up the offense a little bit. You use Milroe on those short yardage situations because one of the things that they had a hard time with was picking up the first downs. Like there were a couple punts, there were a couple calls, there were some penalty. First off, you got to cut back on the penalties, obviously.
Yeah.
I think how they should use Milrow in this next game, like if you want to make him take the first couple snaps and see if he gets a feel for it, that's fine. But man, they got to play multiple quarterbacks and give these other guys a chance, because if Milrow's not the answer and Nick Saban sees that, but he's not doing anything, something's wrong.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we play penalty wise, they did really well against Middle Tennessee State,
Yeah,
and they won. Now I know it's Middle Tennessee State, but still, I mean, it was a very clean game. You scored 50 points. It's hard to score 50 points
it is.
against any team. So, and then yesterday with the penalties, several penalties took off points, and killed drives. So I think that was a big part in it. You're right. We should cut back on penalties. But I mean, I do agree, but at the same time, I kind of disagree because I think with Milrow, if not now, we shouldn't play him like at a different position every play. But on key situations with him at running back, I think that would help a lot. But for later down the road, I saw a post today about maybe Dion becoming the head coach if Nick Saban retires soon. What's your thoughts on that?
I think he likes what he's doing at Colorado, and I think he wants to stay there. I don't know if, I mean, if you throw him the money, maybe he'd follow the money to Alabama. I don't know how he feels about that though. So it's not a no, but it's also not a absolutely. I think it's one of those. Let's see what kind of coach he is. Is he going after the money if they throw it his way, or is he all about the culture of Colorado right now? And by the way, to get back to your first point, your first question, how they should use Jalen Milrow for USF in week 3. Like I said, I mean, if they want to start him, and they probably will, that's fine. But they have to take a chance in this game to give the other quarterbacks an opportunity. You got to give it to Buckner. You got to give it to Simpson. You got to let them throw and show their talent, because if we find out later in the year that these are the guys that should have started against Texas, like go ahead and find it out now before it's too late. Because if Milrow's not the guy, and we find out after we've lost 2 or 3 games, if that happens, there's going to be a lot of Alabama fans coming after Nick Saban saying, "What have you done?"
Yeah. I mean, they're one of the true freshmen. I believe his name is Lonergan.
Yeah.
I think you might want to give him a shot because
I mean, give even Eli Holston, like, dude, open it up for somebody. Don't have Milrow take every snap. I understand it got out of hand against Texas and it was panic mode, and Jalen Milrow's the guy. But, dude, if he was struggling a little bit and the offensive line was faltering, fix the O line, number one. But what happened to, like, why did Nick Saban go back to another Jalen? Go back to Jalen Hurts. Why did Nick Saban bench Hurts? Because he was playing poorly,
yeah,
mistakes. I know Alabama wasn't shut out and they found the end zone a couple times with Monroe, but I mean, at the same time, like he was struggling, dude. Put him on the bench.
yeah. I think within the next few years, I think Saban's career is going to come to an end. And I believe this last draft class that we have, I think that might be one of Nick Saban's last, not maybe not his last really good class, but one of his last. And I think with the next 2 years, with how good Alabama's going to be, with Julian Sayin, with the 2 elite wide receivers in 2025 coming in, with the defense that we have from the last class, they're going to be juniors in 2 years. I mean, in 2 years, if not next year, we should be national championship favorites. So I think this is the next 3 years are going to be Nick Saban's last hurrah, and then I think we're going to find someone else. But obviously, we got to enjoy the last little bit of Nick Saban, but we also got to start facing the reality that we're not going to be the same anymore. Like, this is probably going to be our new reality for the foreseeable future, depending on who we hire next, you know?
I'll tell you this about the next hire. It's going to be someone that Greg Byrne wants to keep. Now, they're not going to live up to Nick Saban. There's not a coach out there that could live up to what he's done or do what he's done. But they are going to make sure that it's someone that can keep the program in check, keep them consistent. I mean, we might have to take steps back if you're Alabama, go back to 8 or 9 wins, maybe even 7. But it's Nick Saban's going to hold some cards and who's next in line when he retires. And as far as the timeline for that, nobody knows. I mean, his contract's supposed to be up in 24, but he could sign a couple extra years. I don't know, but it's yeah, we'll just see.
Yeah, when it just feels like the next hire is going to be someone who has had a big name like Sark, I know not Kirby, obviously, but maybe like Kiffin or Dion, who he's worked with. Not on the field, but I mean Nick Saban has worked with him with Aflac.
Yeah,
I
we're talking about Ducks now. Oregon, where are you at?
But I think it's going to be someone that Nick Saban has worked with, and that who he knows personally, and who knows this Alabama system, and continue it. I think that's what needs to happen. Maybe we could poach Sark from Texas, or maybe Lane from Ole Miss, or
You're probably more likely to get the Lane train to Tuscaloosa than Sarkisian, and here's why. Because what if they do build off this win? And what if Texas runs the table, plays their cards? And what if the success of this season builds and continues? You think he's going to want to leave Texas because of whatever they throw his like? I think Sark wants to find a program and build up his own winning culture, and I think he's doing that right now with Texas.
Yeah, I mean, he's doing a really great job with Texas. But I don't know. It's really gonna be interesting to see when Nick Saban does in fact retire, because that might depend on who we hire or who we don't hire. Because if someone were to retire next year, we might get like someone like Lane, or I don't know, maybe Tommy Reese. I don't think he's ready yet.
No. We better not.
I just don't know if Nick
Michael
Saban
Hogg, I guess he makes a good point. Here's the thing about Dabo is the culture and program he's built up at Clemson. That's the only thing about Dabo. Now, if it really goes south for Clemson, which it looks like maybe, I mean, they had a good bounce back win, but I still, we'll see how their season goes and everything. If things start really going south at Clemson, the question isn't, are they going to reach out to Dabo? They're going to try to. The question is, should they? Because what if he's losing his way in coaching? You really want to bring that to Tuscaloosa?
Well, here's what I'm thinking. It's kind of like, it's kind of weird. With Nick Saban getting ready to retire shortly, and Clemson's declining. Maybe Dabo saw something like that and it was like, okay, we're gonna do our best we can. I'm gonna do the best we can to get this team, to be at a decent level,
Right.
um, and maybe not show his best efforts and wait until the Alabama offer and then start piling up players like he did.
Yeah.
That might be something because it is kind of weird how Clemson's declining
It
with
is
Nick
weird. Yeah.
with Nick Saban coming up. So that might be something. I doubt it. But you have to think about any possibility with Dabo and Clemson declining. I don't. I. It's going to be really interesting to see how uh, Greg deals with this.
Absolutely.
But one thing, if Dabo wants to, if we do eventually get Dabo, one thing I want to see is him start to use the portal more often. Because that's part of the reason why Clemson isn't as good as they were in 2016, 2017, 2018, and through 2020. Um, I don't know. But thanks for taking my call. Have a good night. And I don't know if I'm going to stay in the chat or not, but I'll leave a like. And
Hey,
yeah,
PR
we'll talk.
Sports, drop your channel link if you feel led to in the comments. I know you upload some stuff. It's pretty good. Y'all go check him out. And thanks for always calling in, buddy. You're welcome anytime.
Yep, of course.
Thanks.
Yep.
PR Sports checking in with us tonight. And right on cue, Mr. Michael Hogg. How you doing?
Good, Ballard. How's school going for you?
School's great, man. Couldn't be better.
How's life working as an SID assistant?
SID.
Sports information.
Oh, the radio stuff. It's great.
No, sports information is like when you help the sports athletic communication to do like the media releases and stuff like that. Or you're not doing that no more?
Oh no. I'm not doing that. I'm actually at a radio station running the board on Friday nights.
Nice. So the game getting ready to call a game in the future, or you like doing board work?
I've actually let my voice be heard. I say we now return to WKUL with the game of the week. Take it away, and then I say those guys' names. So I've been on the airwaves, and I return them and play the commercials, and
nice.
I'm the tech guy.
Not bad. No, because I didn't know if they did like they do like a post game show to where other schools and stuff call in and talk about their games and stuff, or you guys just focus on one school mostly?
They pick a game of the week for the county. It's high school football.
Yeah, I know that.
The play-by-play and the color analysts go to the game, and they have tech set up, and they call the game, and we
I know that.
it.
But because I've worked at some radio stations before, to where like we'll have a post game show like an hour 15 after the game is over with, talk with other schools and coaches and stuff like that about their games and stuff. But my thing is, where does Alabama go from here?
It's hard to tell. I personally think we need a quarterback switch. I love Milroe. I think he is a good athlete. He's probably not what's best for Alabama right now. They got to go play South Florida this week, and they need to win big and bounce back. And after that, they get into SEC play, and we'll just take it from there.
Yeah, but is Buckner going to be able to do anything?
Buckner? Probably. Yeah. Actually, he's quarterback number 2 right now. So if anyone starts outside of Milroe, it'll be him.
But what will he be able to do, if anything at all? Because that O-line last night looked like hot garbage.
What's that?
No, I said the offensive line looked like hot garbage last night. And what's up with the secondary? They saying it was the strength of the Bama defense? Really? Getting lit up for 350 yards?
It was supposed to be back. I don't know what to say. I guess Texas got back first.
Yeah, not bad. But no, I was just wondering because I didn't know where Alabama. So who do they open up with in 2 weeks in SEC play?
Ole Miss.
They're
It's
in
gonna.
Oxford. Or
They better buckle up because.
is it in
And
Oxford
let
or
me
is it
double check.
Tuscaloosa?
It's in Tuscaloosa.
So let's see. So, no, just was wondering. So, yeah, because I'm like, I mean, that touchdown they took the lead with last night. I will say this though, that was a nice pass and stuff like that. But I mean, like the way they was doing, man, Texas. I mean, like they could have had it. That should have easily been like a 20-point win for them last night instead of a 10-point win.
Yeah, should have been.
Mm-hmm. Not bad. No, I was just wondering stuff like that. I haven't seen much on here lately and stuff, so I just wondered how school's going for you and stuff. So
Everything's great. So hey, how do you feel? Part of the title tonight, Texas ready for the SEC. What about Oklahoma? Have you seen much from them this year?
I just see they won yesterday. Who was it? SMU or Tulane yesterday?
SMU, and they won 28-11.
Yeah, I think Oklahoma. No, I don't think. I think it's gonna take a couple years for both of them to adjust to the SEC. But that's just me personally. I don't think they're ready yet, though. I think they'll be maybe second or third well, they're doing away with. Are they doing away with divisions next year in the SEC? Or are they still keeping the divisions?
No, they're gone next year. I would say this though. After what I saw Texas do, I think they're ready for the environments of the SEC. I think the big question is, can they at least are they going to be able to handle Georgia, who I hate to admit it as a Bama fan, but let's just call it what it is. They are the giant.
In the SEC
They're
right
the
now.
Goliath, and everyone else is David. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Speaking with one thing I'm trying to figure out is they're doing away with divisions next year in the SEC, and not everybody's going to be playing each other. How are they going to do that if they have like maybe 3 or 4 teams that's actually undefeated next year? Who are they going to figure out who plays for the SEC championship?
3 undefeated. I don't know if you can have that. I guess if you did.
Yeah, because you're not going to play everybody. I think they're still going to go with 8 conference games in the SEC?
Yeah, they're keeping it at 8. It will have 16 teams.
And that's going to be a mistake too.
You got me. I don't know how to answer that one.
I didn't know if they're going to go based on the top 25 rankings or how they're going to do that. Because just like with the Big Ten, when UCLA and USC join next year, that's 16 teams right there.
Yeah.
You should have. Everybody said it's impossible. No, it's not impossible because you're going to have teams that don't play each other. Excuse me. And end up maybe going undefeated. And then how they going to figure out that train wreck?
Casey Mallory, that actually makes a good point here. Is it going to get to the point the SEC and the Big Ten are going to have to bring the divisions back? And you'll have 16 teams in the SEC. You split them up 8 and 8, just making sure you keep Texas and Oklahoma, Auburn and Alabama in the same.
Why keep them in the same? Why not separate them?
Because those are the rivalries that need to be protected, and I think it makes sense to keep them in the same division. That's just my opinion.
Fair enough, but and I think it's in 2025 or 2026 that who is it? Oregon and Washington joins the Big Ten.
Yeah.
So you're looking in 4 teams, in the next 2 or 3 years, you're gonna have 18 teams in the Big Ten, and you can figure out how that's gonna work out and stuff.
Right. Yeah, I don't know, but we'll figure it out a little bit.
But the thing is, who do you think the SEC is not going to expand anytime soon, but who do you think the next 2 teams might be that might want to join the SEC?
Might want to join the SEC. I think definitely, believe it or not, I think Clemson is one of them. Mm-hmm. I've heard a lot of rumors, at least people predicting because of the conference realignment crap. People say Miami. Clemson and Miami from the ACC. Is it what? No. I take that back. Scratch Miami, Florida State.
Yeah, true.
Clemson and FSU.
Yep. I can see that. But then here's the thing. I mean, if you're the ACC and you got Notre Dame and stuff like that, you got to give them an ultimatum to either join or get out of the ACC.
Right.
What's going to happen, do you think?
I think that went over my head for some reason. Repeat that part.
All right. The ACC eventually is going to tell Notre Dame either join the conference and everything or get out. I don't think, I mean, the thing I'm trying to figure out is they're independent from football.
Mm-hmm.
They're in several sports in the ACC, and they're also in the Big Ten for hockey. Something's got to give soon.
Yeah, I think the ACC is kind of confused and shaking their heads with this Notre Dame stuff, and I think they're at a point where they have to tell them, like they don't even have a choice. Like they have to tell them, like, bro, you're gonna join full time with every sport or jump ship and be independent. I would agree.
But how would they do that with hockey though? Since the ACC don't have. Well, I'm looking at
Well, the hockey is Big Ten, and so it'll be up to the Big Ten on what call they make for their hockey team.
Yeah, because I know Boston College has a hockey team, but I'm not sure if it's ECHL though.
I don't know.
No, not bad. So after tonight, when are you gonna be streaming again, sir?
Well, I got an interesting work schedule this week. Tomorrow I got to work on school. I don't know. Maybe Friday for my 360 show. Probably be the next day.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't usually turn that into a hangout, but every once in a while, I might do that with you guys this week if y'all want to come hang out.
Yeah. Last thing before I let you go, at one point tomorrow, and this is not just for me and you, Ballard, but for everybody, take a moment and reflect on the 2,977 people who lost their lives 22 years ago tomorrow.
Tomorrow is 9/11, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Thank you for that reminder because I wasn't born, but I know about it. And, man, that was a devastating day for this country. And our thoughts and prayers go out to those who were affected, are still affected, and we want you to know that we love and care about you and you have our support. Thank you, Michael.
Yep. So is this your last year? You graduate next May?
I'm going to graduate in July or August of 24 and then turn right around. I'm actually going to UAB.
Oh, what are you going to do in Birmingham?
Sports communication.
Uh-oh, I'm in trouble.
You're in trouble?
Yeah, because you're trying to take my job away from me.
Are you in the Birmingham area?
No. My degree was in sports journalism, but I've done like pretty much like what you do. But are you going to focus more on radio or are you going to write? Or what do you want to do?
I'm going to take a bunch of classes that are going to be based on both of those. I don't know what I'm going to do first.
Mm-hmm.
But for right now, I'm at a radio station running a board, and I'll probably just do some behind the scenes work to start. We'll just see what God has and take it one day at a time.
Yep, not bad. Hey, I was saying, have you ever got to work like games for like CBS or ESPN before, like I've done? To where
no, this is my first big deal. What I'm doing at the station.
Yep, not bad. I was wondering because I've done some stuff with, like I said, ESPN, Big Ten Network, Fox, and CBS before, and I didn't know and stuff if you might have been interested in doing some of that stuff, but it is. Last thing before I let you go, I was watching an NFL game today, and is the SEC still on CBS? Because I thought it was all Big Ten for the 3:30 games this year.
It is Big Ten, but the SEC has one last year this year with CBS before they go to ESPN full time next year.
Oh, so how are they going to do that with the Big Ten since they've already shown a few Big Ten games this year?
I don't know. I think I would assume, if I'm correct, they'll have 3:30 games for SEC, and then they'll turn around and have like 8 or 9 o'clock for Big Ten. I
No,
think
'cause
the
I thought
Big Ten.
NBC. I thought NBC was going to be doing the prime time, but I could be wrong.
Well, NBC did Penn State, West Virginia. I know that,
Yeah.
but I don't know what else they're gonna do. I don't know how they're doing it.
All right. Fair enough. All right. I'm going to get out of here. Ballard, thanks for letting me take part of your time, man. Appreciate it.
Anytime, brother. Thank you.
See you. Keep up the good work you're doing at your station.
All right, thank you.
See you later.
Great call, great conversation with Michael. Love you, buddy, and I love all you guys. I appreciate you guys, and I try to let you guys know that I don't do this for popularity, but I do it for the people, and you do it for. I started this for my career, but with it just kind of came this big community, and damn, I just never look back, man. It's amazing, and I'm blessed to be a part of it. StreamYard link in the chat. You can join the show. You do not have to be on camera, but we at least need your audio. Let your voice be heard. Let's talk some college football. Let's talk sports in general. Let's talk about life. Life's been good for me. I don't know about you guys. But we can talk whatever you want. Whatever's on your mind. If you want to put it on the air here at Ballard Sports Media, it's up to you. Call in once, twice, 3 times. I don't care. Oh, here we go. We got our next caller. Sorry for the silence, by the way. If my mouse will work here, I will happily add our good friend Jacob. What's up, buddy?
How's it going, Ballard?
Hanging in there, man. I'm recovered.
Yeah, well, I'm sure Alabama fans are used to losing like that by now, but no, I'm just kidding. Yeah, that was a crazy game. You know, well, I mean, not really. It was kind of the main thing that I saw that kind of told me that Alabama wasn't going to win that game was when Alabama's offensive line, when they weren't winning their battle, that told me that Alabama wasn't going to win. Because they had to win their battle if Alabama was going to win, and they didn't do it. So from when that point on, I was like, yeah, this game. I was like, Alabama's not winning this game. And I just, and I mean, like, they didn't get pass rush, which, I mean, missing Will Anderson there, but they didn't get pass rush. I'm being honest with you, Milroe didn't play well at all, and safety's got caught looking in the backfield a couple of times, and yeah, that pretty much sums it up. I mean,
Yeah, it's
it didn't.
I don't know, man. It's you make a lot of sense there with what happened. In this game, that first, by the way, to Worthy, there was that first play. As soon as that first touchdown pass was thrown, first off, the way, if you go back and watch that one, Quinn put it right on the money. Alabama did not cover the guy like they should have. And as soon as I saw that, I kind of thought it was over, you know.
Alabama's DBs didn't lose them this game. It was the pass rush. They got no pass rush all game. Literally none.
Now, do you blame that on us or do you blame that on, you know, Texas's offensive line? Like, do you give them credit?
I give them credit, but I also blame that on y'all. For the amount of talent Alabama has, I mean, Dallas Turner, you know. and-
Malachi Moore.
Yeah.
I mean, you got a couple different guys.
You know, especially, I mean, you know, I think y'all should be getting some pass rush at least, but I mean, you know, y'all are just rushing 4 all game, and you aren't really sending any blitzes. And I mean, I get it because, you know, to be honest with you, if you were to send, you know, a couple of extra guys, you probably wouldn't be able to guard Texas receivers. So, you know, Kevin Steele, Nick Saban in a tough position there. You know, that. I mean, Alabama lost, you know. I mean, they just, yeah, that. And the offensive line, they didn't necessarily get whipped or anything like that, but they didn't dominate. I mean, they were supposed, I mean, they were talking all in the offseason about how they were going to dominate and how the offensive line was going to lead charge and all that. They didn't do that. They just kind of struck even, and that wasn't really the goal going into the game. So,
Right.
you know, I mean, coaching wise, I mean, I guess Texas, you know, I guess they outcoached you a little bit, but kind of feel like this game's on the players, if I'm being honest. I mean, most part.
I hate to blame the players, but sometimes you just have to say, like, they just didn't play well.
I mean, if
I
anything,
think huh?
if anything, Alabama got outcoached a lot more last year than they did this year.
They did. They didn't like. I mean, there wasn't like too many penalties or anything. Like, it wasn't like Nick Saban didn't have to break a headset or anything. So it just was like.
Well, he should have.
He should have, yeah.
I mean, like
it
on
was
that
just,
one penalty when the guy, I saw the offense like that one touchdown, Jermaine Burton. There was an offensive lineman 10 yards downfield. Like, how is that possible? How? How do you?
Yeah.
What are you 10 yards downfield on a pass play for? I mean, I would have broken a headset. I mean, Jesus Christ. I mean, like,
I would have, yeah.
oh, Cowboys got 8 sacks right now. This is wow. Oh. 40-0. You're looking at this game. But I mean, like, the Texas receiver. Now, Texas made some mistakes too. They dropped some passes that you know, that was kind of the main thing with them. I mean, you look at Alabama's DBs. They were decent. I mean, they didn't really have much help. Let's just be honest. You know, they were going up against one of the best wide receiver corps in the country, but I don't really think they played that good, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
I mean, Texas had how many plays? They had so many 30-plus yard plays that game, 40-plus yard plays. I mean, they were, jeez, Giants fumbled again. But I mean, Texas just had so many big plays. Caleb Downs, I mean, he does have potential, but he got exposed a little bit that game. Like, you saw him.
Yeah.
You know, they you know, it's almost and I mean, the run defense, and you know, it's good for the most part. And then in the fourth quarter, they started getting tired because Alabama couldn't hang on to the football. So Texas started to wear them down, and that was pretty much it. You know, the game plan for Texas on defense is really good. You know, Milroe does 2 things well, and that's about it. He can run well and he can throw the deep ball well. Well, Texas decided to keep everything in front of them and keep them in the pocket.
Right.
You know, they made that adjustment pretty much mid-game, and when they made that adjustment, it was over for Milroe and Alabama's offense. Look, I'm not sure how many people have brought this up tonight, but Milroe's not a good quarterback. They need to reopen their quarterback competition. And I'm trying not to overreact, but I never thought he was good in the first place. I didn't think he was good after the Middle Tennessee game. He's not good. He's not gonna. If he's quarterback for Alabama this year, Alabama's not going anywhere.
I know.
True. In past years, it would have been fine because Alabama was a lot better in the trenches in past years. They were a lot better on defense in past years. They'd be fine. Blake Sims, Greg McElroy, AJ McCarron, Jake Coker. They'd be fine with Milroe in past years, but no, not anymore. They're not where they need to be on defense for that. They're not where they need to be in the trenches for that. They got to have a better quarterback to win games, and Milroe ain't it. So I'd reopen the quarterback competition, let them battle it out in practice, or even in the game against USF next week. That's probably what I'd do. 2 weeks before we play a real team again. So I'm not sure if I'm the first to rag on that tonight. Am I?
What's that?
Am I the first to talk about the quarterback situation tonight like that?
Nope.
Blame
Nope.
it? No.
You are
Yeah.
not the first to bring
I
it
mean,
up.
it's just he's too late. If he's running, he's not throwing a deep ball. He doesn't play smart. Think well. He's extremely accurate, and he's just he panics and runs out the pocket instantly, no matter what, because he can't throw inside the pocket. It's just too limited.
What kind of
And
quarterback?
I'm telling you,
what kind of quarterback though? Like, how I really hate to rip on him, but man, if you can't throw in the pocket, like you can't be a quarterback.
yeah, can't throw in the pocket. And Bryce Young, he liked going out of the pocket, but he could at least throw in the pocket. Milroe can't throw in the pocket. Just if Alabama needs a quarterback that that won't make mistakes, that can do everything at least okay. I'm telling you, it's better for them to have a quarterback who can at least make decent reads and throw an okay deep ball and throwing inside the pocket, pretty well for the most part, instead of a quarterback that can just run and throw good deep ball. They'd rather have a pocket passer who can at least manage the game. So it goes back to Tyler Buckner and Ty Simpson. Pretty much that's where we're at right now. I saw somebody earlier. He was talking about some of the quarterbacks Alabama was bringing in. But I mean that,
Who's to say they can't lose this next game either? Just saying.
I mean, Julian Saint's a great player, for high school at least, and we'll see what he does.
Milroe was a great player for high school, but look where we're at.
But what I'm trying to say is that doesn't matter right now. Like, it doesn't matter that Julian Saint is good in high school and has the potential to be good at that. Like, that doesn't matter. You're in 2023 right now. You don't have Julian Saint.
Right.
You have Milroe, Simpson, and Buckner, and then Lonergan, who you're not going to start. But that's where you're at. They don't have any running backs that scare anybody. The running backs are okay. They're not that good, to be honest with you. The receivers are okay. They're not that good. The offensive line is, it's decent, but, like, it was supposed to be really good. supposed to be great. You know,
Yeah.
the defense is pretty good. Supposed to be better than it looks, though. I mean, was it not? I mean, so here's the thing: Alabama's got more games to play. But they just fell out of rhythm. I mean, you know, Texas could not run the ball on them. They were throwing the. I mean, Alabama should have been ready for the pass rush. They should have been ready to go outside and sack Ewers. They just. I mean, usually that's what happens when a team can't run the ball. And you know they're going to throw it for the pass rush. And Alabama didn't do that, which is just weird. And so that's what I got to say. There's going to be better defenses they played than Texas this year. That's a fact.
Yeah.
There might not be a better offense, I'll tell you that, but there's going to be better defenses. So, you know, and Alabama's defense is good, and they probably will play well the rest of the season. You know, you know, do people expect them to get a little more pass rush? Yeah. Do people expect them to allow less? You know, maybe allow a little bit less big plays too. Yeah, but they're still going to be really good this year. I mean, for what it's worth, they played good most of the game against Texas and then got worn out. So maybe I should lay off for them. But I mean, the offensive line, it's supposed to be great, and that's just not what I'm seeing right now. So that I know I'm talking about this a long time, I'm going back and forth now, but that's my opinion. You got to find a new quarterback. You got to fire the offensive line up and the defense. You know,
Yeah.
I don't know where this is heading for Saban and Alabama. Where is this heading?
I don't know, man. If they win a championship this year, though, I mean, it'll be remarkable.
I'm not trying to ballot. They're not going to win a championship this year.
I know they're not.
Like I'm trying to be nice about it, but this is the worst team they've had since Saban's first year. This is worse than the 2010 team that lost 3 games. You know.
Yeah.
I mean, they're just doing things now they haven't done in years. They haven't lost, you know, a non-conference game in the regular season since I don't even know when. Since 2007 when they lost. You know, they haven't lost to Tennessee since 2006. They haven't lost to an SEC East team since 2010. They haven't lost to an unranked team since 2007. And they've all done those things in the last 3 years. You know, I mean, they haven't lost a home game since Joe Burrow and LSU came in 2019. So, and then they just lost one. So, but here's the thing: LSU didn't look good against Florida State either. Texas A&M didn't look good against Miami. You still got your chances to win the West are still there. And I know I'm a Georgia fan saying this. I highly doubt Alabama's going to be in a game against Georgia in terms of them being actually in the game. I doubt that. I'm sorry. There's just little to no chance, to be honest with you.
I hate to admit it, but you're probably right.
I mean, they would have gotten, you know, they would have had no shot to beat Georgia in 2021 if it wasn't for number 9. You know, Alabama, their team has relied on Bryce Young so much these last 2 years. So much in 2021, so much in 2022. He's the reason why they were at the very least good, and I guess you can call him great. But he's the reason why they were there. He won them the Texas game last year. He won them the Ole Miss game last year. He won them the Auburn game the year before. in the LSU game the year before, in the Florida game the year before. I mean, without it, Arkansas, that too, and maybe even Auburn last year. If you take them out of those games, I don't know if Alabama wins those games. They might lose all of them. They definitely wouldn't beat Georgia in the SEC title. They'd have, they would have gotten blown out against Tennessee last year. I don't know. Like, I don't know where this is heading. From the looks right now, it looks like Alabama's defense is at least going to be pretty good. It looks like the offensive line is going to at least be above average. And besides that, they don't have any playmakers and they don't have a quarterback. That's pretty much what it looks like right now.
Yeah. Tommy
What do you-
Rees is young and he probably just doesn't know what to do.
I don't even really think he coached that bad of a game. I really don't. He doesn't have any playmakers. He doesn't have a quarterback. Alabama coached a worse game last year than they did this year. Am I lying?
No, you sound right.
I mean, so what do you think? Well, I want to get your thoughts.
They're caught between a rock and a hard place right now, and the only way they can go is up. The question is, how are they going to do it? And we'll find out, man. I promise you, if they make a quarterback switch and it works out, the problem is not Tommy Rees. Problem's got to be Jalen Milroe. But I'm not even going to say that's going to work.
I don't know if the issue would be Tommy Rees because they just don't have a quarterback right now. Julian's saying, yes, he's coming in next year, but that's next year, first of all. And second of all, do you really want to start him as a freshman at Alabama where you get 5 stars year in and year out? I don't know about that. But here's what I will say. Here's the one thing I will say about Tommy Rees. I was watching that game. Texas was leaving the middle of the field wide open all game, and they barely ran any slants, digs. Why was Alabama not taking advantage of the middle of the field? I know Milroe can't throw from the pocket, but he could. Well, we could hope that he could at least hit a 5-yard slant. I mean, did you see how open the middle of the field was all game?
Oh, of course. Yeah.
And that was Texas' game plan. They knew Milroe was going to throw in the pocket. So Tommy Rees was just like, look, okay, we're going to have you stay in the pocket a bit. We're going to have a 5-yard slant, an 8-yard dig. Middle of the field's wide open. You should be able to hit that. Instead, Alabama keeps trying to throw it, deep and throw it to the outside because Milroe can't throw in the pocket. But even then, you still want to call a slant and some digs and throw in the middle. I mean, did you see how open the middle? I mean, they didn't have anybody in there.
Right.
There was a quarterback spot around the line of scrimmage, and then they had these 2 linebackers that dropped back in zone coverage all game. Their corners were in man. They had a 2 safety look. It was the same coverage over and over again. Keep everything in front of you. Force Milroe in the pocket. That's what they did. They won because of it. And I'm telling you right now.
Absolutely.
I'm telling you right now, if a team like LSU does that, or Auburn with, and I would say Texas A&M, but the way they played against Miami, I don't know about their defense. But if a team with, more, who might be considered a better defense than Texas does that, it's going to be over. And Lord knows Georgia. Lord knows Georgia. They do that. I mean, Texas.
Speaking of, go ahead and finish.
Your defense is good, but it's not great or elite. They won
There's
off
no
of that all
defense this
game.
year.
Huh?
There's no elite defenses this year, really.
You don't think Georgia's elite on defense?
I mean, who had they played?
Well, okay, but until otherwise,
Who
hold
have
on.
they played?
Hold on. let me get
Speaking
a-
of, I wanted to ask you though. I mean, because you got South Carolina coming up this week. I mean, how you feeling? Like, I'm not even trolling with that question. Like, they've given you some trouble.
no, not really, but I feel good. We're gonna win. That's just truth.
I would
I'd like to
say
win. I'd like
38-17.
I'd like to win by a lot, and I'd like us to keep them in single digits. We won 48-7. Last year should have been 48-0, but like something like that. I'm okay with like a 45-10 or
Yeah.
something like that. Too. We'll win. We will win the game. I'd like to win it by a lot, and their offensive line is not good at all. I knew it wasn't good coming into the season, but it's worse than I even thought it would be.
Yeah. Absolutely.
So we don't even really need to send pressure, but we'll get pressure with 3-4 people all game. We'll play man coverage. We'll shut them down. We'll run the ball on them. Play action, throw over the top. We'll be fine. So
I think you'll be all right, man. You'll be good.
we do have an elite defense. Okay.
It's all right. I mean,
What do you mean it's all right?
nah, it's good, man. It's great.
I mean, elite defenses. I'd say Georgia, Michigan, Iowa. Those are probably elite defenses right now. Those are probably the defenses where you put them up against an elite offense, they'll be fine. That's probably what I'd go with.
Yeah.
Speaking of elite offense, Tennessee. You see them
Yeah.
struggling with Austin P over there. 13-6 at halftime.
That was crazy.
Yeah, Texas A&M 48 points to Miami. You give up 48 points to Miami, you might have Jalen Burrow, blow you up. I mean, I don't. How did that even happen? Like, I don't. If Texas A&M was going to lose that game, it was probably going to be like, 2017, 28-24, 24-20, something like that. Not 48-33. When has Texas A&M ever given up 48 points? That's just not.
They gave up more than that to LSU that one year.
Well, yeah, who didn't, right? I mean, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, ever since 2020, I mean, they gave up 41 to Alabama, but 2021, their defense was great. 2022, their defense was pretty good. 2020, their defense was really good. Besides 52 to Alabama. But when I say 48, I mean like 48 to an average team. Yes, LSU blew them up. Yes, Alabama's blown them up a couple times over the year. But when have they ever given up 48 to Miami? I mean, when has that ever happened? When has Miami ever scored 48 points?
Never.
It's a real question. You know that I heard something like that's the most Miami scored on a ranked team in 21 years. That's crazy. But a good one for Miami. I don't even know where Texas A&M should go. Jeez. Not even going to touch that. Colorado. You everybody talk about them tonight, or is it all Alabama?
We've just kind of talked about Alabama. How do you feel about Colorado, though?
Feel good, but look, they didn't play. They got outplayed in the trenches that game. For anybody who watched it, and I'm telling you, when they play a couple of, some of the better teams, USC, Oregon, Washington, Utah, those types of teams, they're going to get outplayed in the trenches and probably lose by a good bit. But they got great playmakers. Jeff Sims is not it, Nebraska, but they got good playmakers. They got great playmakers, but they're just not there in the trenches. Their defense is decent, but it's got some work to do there, and that's pretty.
Yeah. Still there?
You hear me?
There we go. I hear you.
You hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, but I saw a little bit, but I'll go back to my Texas A&M. I probably should talk about that a little bit more. Texas A&M just got torched. They just got absolutely torched. And their DBs, Miami was getting open all game, and they were just hitting just wide open passes. And the offense looks a little better, but the defense, they were winning that game too. It's confusing.
Right.
I thought they were going to win around 7-8 games this year. They don't improve their defense. They're about to go 5-7 again. I doubt they're going to go 5-7 again. But seriously, how with all that? How do you give up 48? I don't get it.
I don't know, man.
With the talent Texas A&M has, they shouldn't be giving up 48 to anybody. Not even really Ohio State or Georgia or Alabama. Not 48 to anybody, much less Miami. I don't get it. Speaking of Mike Elko, their old defense coordinator, he carried their defenses. I don't know, but he's at Duke now, shutting down Clemson and beating them.
Yeah.
He won. He went 9-4 last year, right?
I think so. With the ball.
And he's already, and he's already off to a good start this year. So I don't get it. That was confusing. I know I've talked a lot, but I'm gonna talk about Texas real quick. They should go 12-0. They really should make the playoffs at 13-0. They don't really have anybody in their way. Oklahoma's pretty good, but we think. They, had a little trouble with SMU. But I know they're in the Big 12 now, but come on now, they were just in the American last year. But anyways, they should go 12-0 pretty easy. Win the Big 12 title. I think I picked them to get upset in the Big 12 title actually, but either way, that's what they should do. Quinn Ewers is a great quarterback. They have one of the best wide receiving corps in the country. They got a good defensive line. That's something that people don't. They got a good defensive line. Really good. So that's what they should do. Sark looks like a pretty good in-game coach. Maybe he's a great in-game coach. We'll see what they do this year. They're number 4 in the rankings, and now, deservingly so. Alabama's number 10. Lucky they're not lower. So Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at with Texas. They won the toughest game they were going to play all year. We think Oklahoma might, they might be better than we think, but for right now, I'd say Alabama's probably the toughest game they had. But that's kind of where I'm at with Texas. I mean, with Alabama, you play LSU, you play Texas A&M, you play Tennessee, you play Auburn, you play Ole Miss. You better get ready. That's all I'm gonna say. You
Oh, I know.
you better get ready. And Texas might be the best team they play all year. We'll see. I still think LSU can be better than Texas, get better over the course of the season, but right now, Texas, you could say that they're the toughest team. Well, I mean, if they play like that against LSU, they're going to lose. They play like that against Auburn, they might lose. Might. They play like this against Texas A&M, it's also possible they lose. So keep in mind, Arkansas, Ole Miss, got those teams. Tennessee, I know Tennessee played bad against Austin Peay, but Tennessee's still a pretty good team, I think. Don't let that fool you. 7, 8 games they should win. It's kind of where I'm at with them, and they got big play potential. So don't you go in there sleeping in that game. A game like that, you'll get beat. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm at.
Okay.
Yeah, I've said it all pretty much.
Well, you did great, man, as always. It's always great to talk to you. I miss talking to you guys, man. It's just been working so much.
Yeah, you hear my cat?
Yeah.
I think he's hot. Well, I just fed him. I don't. So, but I'll handle that. But anyways, yeah. What's something interesting somebody said tonight? Anything interesting?
Not too much.
Yeah. Yeah. So everybody's kind of been just nobody's gone over the top of nothing.
Yeah.
That's good. I kind of, to be honest with you, I'd expect a couple people to go over the top after a loss, but either way, yeah, I don't have anything else to say, man. I've pretty much said it all. And then next week, what are some of the games next week? Well, I'm gonna go look at that. I don't know if it's gonna cut off my mic if I go look at it. Okay. Got a couple of SEC games next week.
Yeah.
LSU, Mississippi State, Tennessee, Florida, Ole Miss and Georgia Tech, Missouri, Kansas State. Nothing major. I mean, if I guess one thing I can bring up is we all know what day it is in 21 minutes, right?
9/11.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, respect to all the policemen, firefighters, and members of the military out there and the veterans. We appreciate your service.
Absolutely. Thank you, Jacob.
So a very important day. In 21 minutes, very emotional day, sad day. 20 minutes now, but we just have to appreciate the changes that our country made after the day happened, and hope that nothing like that ever happens again. Pretty much, that's all we can hope for. I can tell you this: if somebody comes into the airport with a bomb in the year of 2023, your ass is getting thrown in jail, and they'll never come out. That's kind of where we're at right now. I mean, they literally don't they like they take hours and hours. It takes hours and hours to get on a plane because of security and searching you and all that. So
Oh, yeah.
I don't want to jinx nothing, obviously, but nothing like that. Nothing even close to that should ever happen again. Not in America. Don't know the policy for other countries. If I had to take a guess, it's probably not as severe. So, I hope nothing like that ever happens in another country. But I guess in this country, we should be pretty safe
Yeah.
from that at least. But we still have many other issues throughout the day, and just gotta avoid that. Stay out of trouble. And that's how it's the way of life. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
I bet that's why they were wearing the police hats, weren't they? Tonight, the head coaches just wearing the hats for their police departments.
That would make sense.
Yeah, that was NYPD and then FDYD. That would make sense. But I don't got anything else to say. I'm just kind of find
Yeah.
whatever I get, I guess, now.
Hey, thanks for coming on, buddy. We're going to take one more call and we'll end the show.
Oh, is another caller?
Yeah.
All right, well, see y'all later, man. Go Dogs, and I'll hopefully I can call in next week.
All right, man. Thank you.
All right, bye. See you. Go Dogs.
See ya. Homegrown Cowboy, what's up?
How you doing, bub? Sorry about the loss.
It's tough, man, but you're a Texas guy, right?
Both.
Both. Yeah.
Yeah.
Congrats.
Yeah. Well, a lot of people don't realize this, but Nick Saban has made Texas today who they are.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I mean, Steve Sarkisian, he learned underneath Saban. He took, 3 coaches from Alabama, 3 players?
Yeah.
Okay. So it's Texas basically, almost Bama built. He took, Sarkisian took Saban's ideology. Texas, they've had a top 5 recruiting for the past 10 years, but they couldn't do anything. And Sarkisian said, well, the reason why they haven't been doing anything is because they haven't been recruiting in the trenches. And that's what they've done. They've started recruiting in the trenches and gotten bigger and faster and stronger. And, it's, a lot of people even forget that, Texas almost beat Alabama last year. If it wasn't for Bryce Young, shit.
Yeah.
But that's another thing. Steve Sarkisian's the one that recruited Milroe. And that's a question that I have for Sarkisian is, would you have developed him better than what he is right now? Because he's not a bad quarterback. He's on the job training. Last year, Jalen Milroe, hell, he couldn't hit a tree in the Smoky Mountains.
Right.
And this year, he's hitting his target downfield. He's hitting his short patterns and everything. He misread the defense. That's going to take some more homework. And one loss, it doesn't mean you're going to be out of the playoffs. So, I mean, this thing ain't over with yet. So, Bama fans shouldn't be shocked and they shouldn't be pissed. Because, we all know that it's better to lose a game at the beginning of the season than the end of the season.
It is, because you learn early on, and by the time November rolls around, you start to lose games. You start to impact like your trip to a conference championship, and you impact your. I mean, it just looks worse at the end because that's when the playoff committee is going to pay attention.
Right. Exactly. So that's in favor of Alabama as well, and there's there's a road ahead of Alabama, but they can do it. They can do it, and it's going to start with Saban all over again because he doesn't have the supporting coaches like he did before. So, with that said, I know it's getting late and everything. It said that you started at 10:30, and I don't. Did you just come on, or you been on since 9:30?
I've been on since 9:30, man. I've been on almost an hour and a half.
Oh, okay. Well, my notification said 10:30. That's weird because you're Central Time.
I scheduled it, but I went live earlier.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay, well that's fine. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and let you go, and never give up on the Tide.
Never, man. Always.
Never. That's right. Okay. Well, Ballard, it was good talking to you, Bama fans. Have a good one. Go Roll Tide. We'll talk to you later, Ballard.
Have a good one, buddy.
All right. Bye.
Homegrown Cowboy ending our show tonight. We'll pick it up next week, hopefully. We'll try to figure it out. Schedule's kind of off, but been working a lot, been working hard, and I'm proud of that. And I love all you guys. We're going to get out of here. God loves you. He's got a plan. Trust and believe it. Jesus loves you. And can't wait to do it again soon. Love y'all. Roll Tide. Win or lose. USF, are we ready to roll in South Florida on Saturday? Roll Tide.